You think you want what you want because it'll make you happier. You think you need what you need because the external world is a mirror and it says you need these things. The identification with and as the body says you need these things. Those needs and wants get tangled up though. Sometimes it's difficult to discern between want and need. Sometimes it just feels like desire. That's why we do alchemy, so we get more clear on which is which, who is who, what is what. Nothing is missing is a cool idea, but to live it as an actual reality takes this incredible commitment to your higher calling. Higher calling, God, source, spirit, love. You gotta love that so much that you don't abandon it. Because it's really just in the mind that we get that satiation, that hunger, that thirst to be amongst the drama and identify amongst the drama and the narrative that the drama imprints within the psyche. And then we say, I'm this one and I'm amongst this situation. And it's this story we tell ourselves, and we get stored in the story. We become in a store, selecting off the shelves of life, not remembering who built the store, who put us in the store, who is behind the eyeballs of every employee, who is the creator of all the products on the shelves, what's the real source. We are our own source. We are the source from which our emotions come, from which our beliefs come, from which our interpretations about life come. The mind contracts, and then the formation of the I comes, and it says, I want, and then this list comes about. This list of things that's in front. It's not just out in the world, because if I want it, I have to move forward, or I have to grab a phone. I have to do a thing to bring it towards me. And then the mind is immediately contracting the soul self, the I am, the Jiva Atma, the witnessing consciousness gets pushed and suppressed and compressed into this need for time to keep going. That's the construct of the ego. And it wants us to choose the products off of its shelf. It's like there's only one store, but there's this side dimension that we can look at the shelf, and it's kind of like we cross our eyes, or like we put on those they walk amongst us glasses. They live, whatever the name of that movie is. Obey. You see the glasses and you see this different dimension. It's right here. It's the same thing as right here, but now you're seeing through this lens that allows you to see a slightly different thing. And that's what ego does. Ego shows you what already is here, but from this perspective that feels that there's not enough. It feels that there's only so much to go around. There's not enough to go around. And that feeling of anxious, depressive I amness is connected to a false perception. What is that false perception? something like, I have to do it on my own. It's literally the identification as being an island amongst an ocean. The ocean is the world. There's other islands out there. Some islands are better than mine. And that actual mental awareness sucks the self into that perception of, I don't have currently what I want and need and am. I don't have what I am. What I am is out there and I have to go get it. So it's literally a separate self. A separate entity is born from a psychological misperception called the ego. Pretty sure we've all done it at some point, where the eyes slightly blur and it's like how your eyes are when you're daydreaming. The eyes are open and you're looking through the eyeballs that are in the skull that you call your human self, that your parents or someone gave a name to. But then you can also look at another image that's not what the images of the eyes are seeing. It's not the image that the two eyeballs are seeing. It's another image. It's like that right there is proof of this construct that can be seen past with careful investigation. It's the thing that the ego doesn't want. It doesn't want you to be meditative, contemplative of the nature of itself. It doesn't want you to look at the nature of itself. It wants to siphon the God light, the energy of source, away from itself, and it does that by getting us involved in these internal narratives where we say, woe is me, and we get sucked into a story. And we get sucked into a story where we identify within that story it's usually like life is happening to us, not for us. Life is happening around us, not from us. But then you move into these states of alchemy and you see that every sun is what I am. Every person is a sun unit, is a unit of light, is a per sun, per unit measurement sun, S-O-N or S-U-N, is a measurement unit of the I am presence that is the spark of existence responsible for the bioluminescent electromagnetic field of the actual body itself. When there's awareness of that and identification with that, it's just more difficult to get sucked or stuck in the stories of the mind. But the mind has cobwebs and compartments of it that are spacious, vacuous, unending, infinite, seemingly very infinite. This is what is non-duality. This is what is Christ consciousness. Namaste.